Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the advanced IDE that we can use with the Python programming language. Actually, what is an IDE? IDE, according to the Wikipedia, an integrated development environment or IDE is a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. An IDE normally consists of at least a source code editor, build automation tools, and a debugger. Some IDEs, such as NetBeans and Eclipse, contain the necessary compiler, interpreter, or both. Others, such as Sharp Develop and Lazarus, do not. So, IDE normally has three parts that has they are source code editors, build automation tools that helps you deploy and package your application software easily, and then a debugger which helps you in debugging the issues in your source code, right? So source code IDE just not a just simple text editor, it's more advanced software than that. So I've used these IDs like NetBeans, Eclipse, Pycharm, Visual Studio, Sharp Developed. I haven't used like Lazarus, but and they are very advanced. And today's topic is just that. So, what is the difference between an IDE and a source code editor? Actually, source code editors are just like text editors. They help programmers easily develop source code and work in the source code. And mostly they are used for multiple languages. Like if you say, let's say you are a PHP programmer as well as a Python developer, then most probably you'd be using source code editor rather than IDE. And there's some examples of source code editors are VS Code, developed by Microsoft, and Sublime Text. And these source code editors have features like syntax highlighting, auto breast matching, indentation, and other features such as WordPress features, processor features such as find replace, cut copy paste, auto work wrap, etc. And then some easy file management features such as copy, paste, duplicate, refactoring, things like that. Whereas IDE is more advanced form of source code editor, and it not only has source code editor, but plus it also has debugger as well as build automation tools, such as easy deployment, package deployments, easy packaging, version control systems like GitHub, Bitbucket, close integration with these version control systems, things like that. And examples of these IDs are Microsoft Visual Studio, Pycharm, NetBeans, PHP Storm, C++, and so on and so forth. So which one should you use? It depends on how advanced you want to go with the IDE or the software. Let's say you want just code editor, syntax highlighter, and simple features like cut, copy, paste. And again, you want to use multiple languages like PHP, Python. You want to code in those languages. Then I would recommend using source code editors like Sublime and VS Code. And if you are more into only one type of programming like Python programming, and you want more advanced features like debugger, build automation tools, and tight integration with version control systems like GitHub and Bitbucket, then you should definitely go with IDEs like PyCharm and Visual Studio. And remember that they are more tightly integrated with one programming language most of the time. Like PyCharm is uh, built for Python development, whereas PHP Storm is built for PHP programming, and it is developed by the same company called JetBrains. Whereas some IDEs also support multiple languages like Visual Studio. It is developed by Microsoft, but it supports multiple languages like C Sharp, Visual Basic, .NET, Python, and different languages, more languages like that. So it depends on you which one you want to use, but I would recommend you should try both of these kinds of softwares and then decide on which one you are interested in, right? So today we are going to install, configure, and try PyCharm. It is a kind of IDE that is developed by JetBrains, and it's a freemium IDE. So freemium means you can use it for free also, but if you want more advanced features, then you can buy the pro version. Okay, now let's get started. Now go to this website in your browser, jetbrains.com/Pycharm. Here you can download, clicking this one, and there you can see two versions of the Pycharm. One is professional, which you have to pay to get it. Another one is free, which is community edition. Just click it here and then click save file, and it will start downloading the file. But it may, because it will take time, so I'll skip this part because I have already downloaded the file here. So I'll go to downloads here and I'll click this one. You can click next, and this is the place where you can install the files, or you just can leave it like as it is and click next. Leave all these things as it is, use the default one, next, and then install. It will also take a while, so I'll skip this part now. Now after installing, you'll see this one in the menu, and then you can click this one to start the program. So here you can create a new project, name the project here something like test project, and you should choose virtual environment. If you have installed Anaconda, which data scientists use, then you can choose this one as well, but we'll stick with this, the first one. Okay, and this is the location where this virtual environment, the Python interpreters will be copied, and you don't have to worry about this one just yet. So our interpreter will be Python 3.9. So since we have already installed Python, so you don't have to worry about this one too. But if this is missing here, either you have to install the Python, or if you have already done so, then you have to search and then choose the Python interpreter where it is located. Otherwise, just it is already there, so click create. Okay, close. When everything is done, the first screen you will see is this one. This is the default file which Pycharm creates for you, but we can close this one and we can start our own Python file. My first file.py. Okay, now here you can start coding my first program in Pycharm. Okay, and we can say, let's say x equals to 20, and similarly like our previous video, and we can do it like this. Okay, we can run it here, see 200, or we can say the result is so and so. But if you misconfigured the interpreter, then this might not happen and you'll end up with the error. So make sure that you run the Python interpreter, install the Python interpreter first, and then only you install Pycharm, configure it, and start coding. Okay, now I'll use a couple of files that I have created before in previous videos, and here, and I'll just import it here. Maybe this one over here. Okay, now close it. Okay, I'll close all other tabs and I'll just open, let's say, calculation of area. I'll open this one. We have done this before, and I'll run this. Say area in centimeter. There's a height, there's a width, and area equals to height and width. Printed in centimeter equals to area, and it can generate the output. Here in Python, here in terminal tab, you can go to your DOS or your command prompt if you're in Windows, or if you're in Linux, you can go to the shell and you can start typing like the commands, you know, OS commands, related commands, and you'll see the results there. Or you can go in this Python console, yeah, and you can also, same like idle interactive mode, you can type it here. Let's say x equals to 4, y equals to x plus 5, and y is 9. See, you can do that way too. And here with the variable have values, so this is a watch list. You can have the variables, you can see the values changing in variables as your code is progressing, you know, and things like that. This is the environment of Pycharm. And most important things that you need to learn here is how to open, close, create your projects, how to refactor things. Let's say I will open a big file. Let's say if else this one. Suppose here first I'll run this one, and we did this last week, so 60, yeah, see. But instead of score obtained, I somehow want to change this to SO only. Let's say what happens if I refactor this one. What it will do is like it will change all the variable, all the names of the variables, same variables here throughout the file. See, so you don't run into problems, so it will run smoothly. If I had to do the same thing without the refactoring, what I have to do is like I have to change it everywhere. So suppose SO, see, I had to change it everywhere. So if you refactor it, it will automatically do everything by itself. All right, this is the power of refactoring. You can do it from here too. And another important feature of an IDE is the debugging. Let's say before I want to check here, before running all the program by itself, I want to check here and make a breakpoint here. You can click it here beside the code in left side, and you start, instead of running, what you do is you start debugging. See, click it here and it will stop there. Okay, it will stop there, but since it is asking for the input, I'll enter. See, so you can go through the code line by line. Suppose you want to go through here, step into or step over, doesn't matter in this case. See, you can go through line by line. It is called debugging. All right, and we'll talk about debugging in our later videos, more advanced level, but just to let you know that we can do like this, or you can stop in the middle, or you can continue resume the program after a while. This will continue the program from this line of code. So where we are is here, we are here. So if you want to go line by line again, you can do the shortcut way also, F8. Okay, F8. So see, you can go line by line. You can see the, if we're changing the value of the variable, it would change here too. See where it goes, percentage. So it executed this line. As you can see in console here, this block was executed. All right, and I hope you learned something new today. You will learn Pycharm, and from now on we'll use Pycharm to learn Python. So thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.